All right. Good evening. Good evening. You're welcome to today's tutorials. And we have biology today. As we did in other courses, in this venue, we start from the scratch. From where? We start from the scratch. So we are starting from biology, what biology is. So you can have a basic understanding of what biology is, and at least we did our SS1. So what is biology? Who can help us? What is biology? If you are asked now, what is biology? What will you say? Oh yeah, what is biology? Who knows? Kamsi Oya, what is biology? Kamsi Yochi, what is biology? As you wait, remember your name again, please. I didn't forget your name. Izu, what is biology? Okay. Izu said that biology is the study of living things and their what? Habitat. Chinwe, is it true? What is biology? Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him, Kansi? Good. So, biology is one of the pure sciences. We have three basic pure sciences. We have chemistry, physics, and biology. We started with chemistry. Now, biology is very important. The study of biology is very important in the science world. It's very important in the science world, because everything that exists is either the thing is living or is not living. Am I communicating? This chair now you are sitting on is not living. Is it living now? It's not living. Even though what they use in constructing the chair came from a living thing, but it's not living. So this is what we study in biology. This is what we study in biology. Actually biology, etymologically, that's what you call etymological definition. Etymologically, that is where the word was coined. Am I communicating? Etymology of a particular concept talks about where the word was coined. Etymologically, biology means what? It came from two Greek words, bios and what? Bios and what? Logos. Good. Bios and what? Logos. Bios means what? Life. Bios means what? Life. Bios means what? Life. While logos means what? Means what? Study or knowledge of. Are we together? Study or what? Knowledge of. Now, so when they come together, we have that biology is a study of what? Life. Are we together? Now, so biology generally is the study of what? Living organisms, plants and what? Animals. Are we together? Mainly plants and what? Animals. Even though we say have the ones that are not even, you cannot see with your eyes. The level of micro biology is also there. So biology has given birth to a lot of disciplines. From biology, you have different branches. We have zoology is there, right? Zoology is there, right? Botany is there, right? Zoology is the what? Study of what? Animals, right? Zoology. So biology, we have branches. We have zoology. We have botany. These are the two main branches of biology. Zoology and what? Botany. These are the two main branches of biology. Zoology and what? Botany. So why is botany studies plants? It is the study of what? Plants. Zoology is the study of what? It is the study of what? Animal. Are we together? Are we together? Then either from this zoology and botany, we have other offshoots. We call them offshoots. of biology. From either zoology or botany, we have different offshoots. Things like algology, study of algae. Are we together? Algology. Where do you think this offshoot came from? Is it from plant or animal? Is it from botany or zoology? Botany, right? So algology, ALGALOGY, algology. Algology is the study of what? Study of what? Study of what? Algae. Algae. Study of what? Algae. There are many of them. We also have anatomy. Anatomy. This one is in the higher institution. Anatomy. That one is the study of what? Internal structure of what? Organisms. The study of internal structure of what? Organisms. Study of internal structure of organisms. Are we together? Good. Internal structure of what? Organisms. There are many of them. I don't want to go deep. There are many of them. Let's stop here. There are many of them. We also have microbiology is also there. What does microbiology study? Micro what? Organisms, right? It's also there. There are many of them. We also have bacteriology. Bacteriology is part of microbiology. Are we together? Bacteriology studies bacteria. Bacteria is under microorganisms, right? Microorganisms is under where? Is it animal or plants? Microorganisms, are they animal or plants? Plants. Microorganisms, are they plants or animals? Are they plants or animal? They are somehow so that they may have plant feature, animal feature. Some of them have both combined. Am I communicating? Something like amoeba. Amoeba has more of animal feature than plants. True of us. Then something like euglena. Is euglena a microorganism? Is it micro? Can you see euglena with your eyes? You cannot see with your eyes. Does it have plant features or animal feature? You combine them, right? Good. So let us not go. They just know that we have different, but the two main branches of biology are what? Zoology and what? From there, you start seeing these offshoots. I don't want us to go into all those grammars, but just know that the two main branches are what? Zoology and what? Botany. Are we together? Now, do you think biology has any usefulness in science, in the science world? Do you think biology has any usefulness in the science world? What do you think? Can you give me an instance of the use of biology in the science world? Any instance? Come see, oh yeah. Any instance of the usefulness of biology? No idea. Is you? How far? No idea. You be hearing biology from SS1. So you never sat down to think of what is the use of this biology in science. Have you do more to ask this question?
So about the environment.
About what?
Environment.
Is that all? Biology help you to study about the environment. Are you sure?
Yes.
Now listen up. Do you think biology have? Do you think it has application in medicine? I begin to give you an idea now. Does it have application in medicine? Yes, biology studies animals too, right? And human beings is part of the what? Animal, right? So biology studies that part of biology that specializes in human body. Without your knowledge of biology, do you think you will even understand what anatomy is saying and physiology is saying in medicine? You will not understand it. So biology, study of biology helps truly find application in what? Medicine, dentistry, even veterinary what? Sciences. Medicine, dentistry, and what? Veterinary sciences. What do you understand by veterinary? Medicine, veterinary what? Science. What do you understand by the word veterinary? What is it talking about? Huh? Treatment of what? Animals. Good. Now, just as we have medicine, human medicine talk about human being, treatment of human being, make sure that human being is in good health. The same thing with animal. Veterinary sciences or medicine talks about what? Animal what? So a veterinary doctor is an animal doctor. Two of us. Just the way you have human doctor, we also have what? Animal doctor. And this animal doctor, knowledge of biology help them, two of us. So if they didn't do biology, would they be able to even know how whatever they are doing in that veterinary business is built upon what? Their knowledge of what? Biology. Let's assume they didn't do anything biology in secondary school. Let's assume those in the veterinary medicine department in school, in the university. Let's assume they didn't do anything biology in the secondary school. And from nowhere, boom, they carry them and put them in the university. Would they even understand what they're talking about? They will not understand it. So that's why we say that biology is one of the basic sciences that building block for most of the things you will face in the world, you will build in the future. Biology is the foundation. It's one of the same way chemistry is also a foundation. The same thing with physics. Physics is a strong foundation for those that want to do engineering more. Even though medicine and pharmacy are also there. The same way for those that want to do medicine, want to study medicine in the university, that want to build a career as medical doctors, knowledge of biology is vital. Are we together? Knowledge of biology is what? Vital. Because it studies what? Living organisms. Now, even in agriculture, plants, true of us, plants. But this one now is that you are talking about growing plants for what? Human what? Consumption. True of us, human consumption and even animal consumption, like forages for animal, right? For animal feed, animal grass they eat and all that. So if you have no knowledge of biology in terms of botany, studying about plants, do you think you'll be able to know what to do in agriculture? You know, when you say agriculture, farming is just a part of what? Agriculture, right? Farming is just a part of it. A lot of things are involved, both research and other things. Someone that did not even go to school at all can still go and cultivate and cultivate a farmyard, a farmland, without even knowing much about what agriculture is all about. This one is just farming. So, but know that the knowledge of biology will help in what? Agriculture. Even in horticulture. What is horticulture? Flower, good. Even in horticulture. If you don't know about flowering plants, if you don't know about flowers, this plant, will you be able to even know what to do in horticulture? Those people that all these horticulturists, they may not know much about it, but they have places they go to learn about how to cultivate all those things. Now, you need to be equipped before you can teach people on how to do what? Cultivate those things. Is it clear? This is what biology will help you to do what? Achieve. The spelling is horticulture. Can you see it? Agriculture, horticulture. Know the difference. Now, what of food industry where they produce food? Biology also has application in food production industries. Do you agree with me? Food Remember in your biology you study a topic called what? Nutrition, right? Right? Good. Now, most of this food is either they came from, is either you get them from what? Plants or what? Animals. So you see study plants and animal in biology. True or false? So because you see study plants and animal in biology, knowledge of biology helps in food what? Production. Does it make sense to you now? It helps in food what? Production. If you don't have knowledge of biology, you may not do well in that industry. Even in biotechnology, genetic engineering, in biology there's a topic we call what? Genetics, right? Right? Yes. In biology there's a topic we call what? Genetics. We still do it. Hereditary, right? Heredity, right? Mendel's law, right? Inheritance, right? We still do all those things in biology. Have you now seen that biology has a lot to do with in genetic what? Engineering. Even in biotechnology, it also has application in what? Technology. There are some, if you come to pharmacy, of course, you cannot say that you want to study pharmacy if you don't know biology. It will affect you. If you come up with a pharmaceutical field, there's what is called, there are some drugs like insulin you produce using what? Biotechnology. If you don't have the knowledge of gene, which topic in biology do we acquire the knowledge of gene? The genetics, right? So if you don't have the knowledge of gene and you don't have the knowledge of microorganism, which topic there's a topic in biology we call microorganisms, right? If you don't have the knowledge of microorganisms and knowledge of genes, you can never do anything in biotechnology. Biotechnology combine knowledge of what? Genes and what? Microorganisms. They will genetically engineer, we call it genetic, I mentioned genetic engineering right here, right? They will genetically engineer the microorganism to start producing this what? Insulin. I don't want to go deep there because this is purely from pharmaceutical world. But I just want to let you know about, but it's a new thing now. Apart from things that have to do with drug, there are some food that they also get through what? Technology. Through biotechnology, you can do a lot of things. In fact, there's a topic in biology. They recently added it in the WAEC and other WAEC or JAM syllables about technology. They added it newly in biotechnology. You have knowledge of biotechnology. By the time we see treat biotechnology. You know, here we combine both WAEC and JAM syllables together. So you can scatter everything at once and enter school. Sure you like it like that? I know you like it. Now, so we combine the knowledge of genetics and microorganisms in biotechnology. We call it recombinant DNA. We already talk about the DNA. Stale genetics, right? We call it recombinant DNA technology. Let me not confuse you. We'll still get there. By the time we go to the topic, you will understand it. Have you now seen that biology has application in what? Biotechnology. So biotechnology includes fields like genetic engineering, hybridoma technology, and what have you. So these things are listed now as some of the career or someone that have knowledge of biology can take. This reason why you see now you are here and you are sitting down here listening to me teaching you biology because you want to study medicine, right? And you want to study what university, what you want to study agricultural engineering. Now your knowledge of biology now will help you. It's because these things has a link in biology. That's why you are here, to acquire knowledge of biology, so that as you enter school, you choose a course that you need biology in that in. This will help you now. Have you not seen you have chosen a career you want to pursue because you know that biology can help you to understand that area very well. Will you tell me that you want to study accountancy and you are here cramming trying to kill yourself with biology, economics? You are not really studying economics as a subject. You don't even open your economics textbook or even your account textbook. You don't open it. Only biology, chemistry is what you are reading. And you say that you want to do accountancy. Will it work? So we are here now because you want to choose. You are choosing a career you want to build in these areas. That's what we are doing. So biology is very important in this area. Okay. Before this class, in our first class, we mentioned scientific method. I discussed it. I wouldn't want to go there again. I think scientific method is something in chemistry, whatever. I think we discussed it exhaustively in chemistry. Scientific method. As a scientist, I would just want to browse. I wouldn't go deep again because we have discussed it. Even in biology, the first lecture in biology, we discussed scientific method. Scientific method is just a system, a way of through which scientists, study what is going on in their surrounding, make an hypothesis about what is going on in the environment, and carry out experiments to check those things and prove whether it is true or not. If it's true, it will get to what is called what? Theory, right? If it's also accepted, the theory can become what? Law or principle. You know about all those ones, right? So I wouldn't want to start going there. But just know that, like now, what do you think is hypothesis? What do you think is hypothesis? If you ask now, what is hypothesis? What will you say? If you ask now, what is hypothesis? Chimwaya, what is hypothesis? Tell us. Sit up. What is hypothesis? Tell us. Oh yeah. Maize, Then
now notice that the window is closed. Then you now notice that it was as the maize, it was going in one direction. It's not how I use it.
Any other idea? Hypothesis there? You are looking at me as if you want to say something. I say, let me hear you. Is real alpha. Okay, now listen. As scientists, what scientists do? Let me give you an example. As a scientist, you must be at alert. You should be at alert all the time. You should observe what is going on around you as a scientist. Okay, maybe I started observing Kamsiyo now. As a scientist, I am. Every day, Kamsiyo will come to class. She will be sleeping. Today, she will come to class. She will sleep. Tomorrow, she will come to class. She will sleep. At a particular point, once it's 4:30, she will start sleeping. Maybe I will observe this thing for 1 week. Maybe if I have also noticed that whenever they put the fan on, cancer will just sleep off. That sleep normally comes whenever they put fan on, but whenever they put the fan off, cancer will be awake. This is what is called observation. I am observing her. Scientists observe, watch, monitor what is going on around them. It's called what? Observation. Now, from that observation, I may make a statement that is not true, is not false. It's just a statement of from what I observe, I can make a statement. So, hypothesis is that statement made from an observed phenomenon. Now, Kamsiyo sleeping, I have observed it. I can make a hypothesis. I can say that Kamsiyo sleeps when in the class whenever the fan is on. This thing is hypothesis. It's not true. It's not false. We need to check whether it's true. Am I communicating? So a hypothesis is a statement derived from an observed phenomenon. It's not yet. An hypothesis is not true. It's not false. We don't know yet. Now, how do we know if an hypothesis is true or not? We know that by carrying out what? Experiments. We determine whether hypothesis is true or not by carrying out what? Experiment. I can make that statement. I'm excited to carry out an experiment to know whether this is what? True. I will set up experiments. I may call Kamsiyo, place Kamsiyo here to sit down, and I'll watch her. I'll put off fan, close this whole place, switch off, no breeze enters here. I'll watch Kamsiyo for like 2 hours and see whether she'll be sleeping. If she doesn't sleep, I'll say, okay, let me put the whole fan and watch her. If she sleeps, I'll say, okay, so Kamsiyo actually sleeps because of what? Fan. I don't know if I'm communicating. Now, this experiment, if my experiment says that your hypothesis is correct, if your experiment is in line with your hypothesis, you will say that the hypothesis is what? Correct. Let's assume now that if from my experiment, Kamsiyo actually sleeps whenever I put on the fan. That means that my hypothesis is what? Correct. Now that hypothesis that is correct can be other scientists may come and do the same experiment again. They may get another set of people to do the same experiment in different environments. If he's still saying again that this person will also sleep, they can say, okay, this thing this man did is true. When different scientists try that experiment again and she show the same result, it goes to what is called, it becomes a theory. Now, if more people put hand in it and keep doing it, different places, different locations, and it keeps showing the same thing, the same result over time, it becomes a what? A law. But if, let's assume that I now call Kamsiyo and sat her down and put off the fan, no breeze is entering here, and Kamsiyo is still sleeping. In fact, she will not sleep even the more. That means my hypothesis is not what? Correct. And because if my hypothesis is not correct, I can modify my hypothesis, or I can change the hypothesis what? Entirely. And how do you modify the hypothesis or change hypothesis? It's not by tombom. You cannot just open your eyes again, open your mouth and just change the hypothesis like that. You must observe that thing again. I must observe Kamsiyo again and know whether there is any other factor that makes her to sleep at. Maybe I may start observing her. I'll start watching it when she eats and what she eats. Maybe today I'll ask her, what did you eat? Immediately she comes here, what did you eat today? She may not know. I come see her, did you eat anything today? I say, yeah, what did you eat? I ate apple. Okay, I hope the soup was sweet. I say, yeah. Which soup? This soup? You couldn't see. Once lecture start, she starts sleeping again. I won't tell her. Tomorrow again she comes. Did you eat apple again today? She will say yes. I watch again. She sleeps again. Maybe another day she eat indomie. What do you eat today? I ate indomie. I know that she's not sleeping. I will mark it. I am observing it now. From this observation, I can prepare another word hypothesis that whenever Kamsiyo eats apple, she sleeps in class. That is hypothesis, right? Then I may not carry out experiment on that hypothesis. This is how scientists work. Does it make sense? I just use somebody you know to explain this, but this is what scientific method is all about. This is what scientific method is what all about. Are we together? Are we together? So scientific method is a systematic approach to investigating inquiries that arise from an observed natural phenomena. Scientific method is a systematic approach to investigating inquiries that arise from where an observed natural phenomenon. You have observed the phenomenon, you want to go and do what? Investigate it systematically. So it's a systematic approach to investigating inquiries that arise from where? Observed natural phenomena. You must observe first. That's why the first step in scientific method is what? Observation. Observation. Followed by hypothesis. Followed by what? Hypothesis. Then by what? Theory. And then law. Are we together? So, with this brief introduction, let us now go to another part of this course. You can read up more, scientific method more. We have discussed this in this class. I just decided to do one or two things there so that to help the older students to refresh their memory and those that join us to. Are you on WhatsApp? So how do some of the lectures we had before you came, we record our lectures here. As I'm doing now, I am recording this lecture. I don't mean your WhatsApp, maybe I will drop you a link, the link to your WhatsApp. You can listen to it and know what we've done. But anytime you're able to get a number, I can drop it. Let me know, okay? Okay. All right, now let's continue. Let's go on. Let's now go to, remember we said that biology studies what? Living organisms. Now let's look at living organisms. What is a living organism? If you ask now, what's a living organism? What are you going to say? If you ask now, what's a living organism? What are you going to say? If you ask now, what is a living organism? What are you going to say? Stand up. Wear your shoe. Walk around. Don't sleep again. Walk around, please. If you ask now, what is a living organism? What are you going to say? Is what? Things that have life. Okay? What is life? Life is too complex to explain. So, true of us, life is too what? Complex to what? Explain. We are just trying to explain it in our own words. But life is too complex to what? Explain. So, what is the basic unit of life? What is the basic unit of life? What? Say it. Say it loud. Say it. Say it now. Say the basic unit and functional unit of what? Life. Life starts at what? Cell. Now let me shock you with why I say that life is so complicated. Life is so complicated. Only God knows what He did in life. So the Bible told us that God brought clay, right, and clay from the soil, clay, and formed it into man, and do what? Put His breath into it, right, and he received life from God and started what? Living. It's complex. Human hair cannot explain that. Now, if you are told that cell is a component, cell is the basic, that is smallest unit now. But if you open inside cell is made up of organelles, right? Cell is made up of what? Organelles. Those organelles, what are they made up of? Even the organelles are not living. Hope you know. Organelles are not living things. Are you aware? Organelles are not living things. Inside organelles are made up of macromolecules. molecules. Remember that chemistry is life. We are dissecting we are dissecting living things now. It came down to what? Cell. Inside cell we have organelles. Inside organelles we have what? Macromolecules. Inside macro is bigger molecules, right? Inside macromolecules we have what? Molecules. Then atoms. Now, how come atom that is not a living thing, molecule that is not a living thing, macromolecule and organelle, how come these things that are not living came together to form a cell that is living? How? How come they interact and give rise to a cell that is living? Is that not amazing? It's a mystery. Just this pen is not living, this key is not living, this padlock is not living, this phone is not living, but they come together, interact with one another, and create something that's living. How? This is what? Mystery. This is what? Mystery. No human can explain that. Only God can explain that. What's that? Only God can. No human being can explain that. Life. That's why I said that life is too complex. You can't explain what life is all about. Now, without wasting time, we just go down. Let's live life. You can't explain life. I can't even explain how these things that are not living, molecules, atom, carbon, all there, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, all this that made up the molecules and macromolecules, DNA and all those. How come they come together and form organelles? Organelles interact and form cell that became there's life, and there's from nowhere life entered into cell. How will you explain it? Life, you can't explain life. So now we are just explaining the one we can do what? Explain by looking into the characteristics of what? Living things. So let's look at characteristics of living what? Organism. Are we together? So the topic we are entering now is characteristics of what? Living what? Organisms. Characteristics of what? Living what? Organisms. So let's look at characteristics of what? Living what? Organisms. So let's look at what? This movements. Do living organisms move? How can you describe the movement of living organism? Okay, let me explain. Living organisms actually what? Move. But their movement is not what? The same thing. Are we together? Yes. Like animals now. Animals move from one place to what? Another. And that movement is called what? It's called what? Locomotion. Good. Animals move from one place to what? Another. On their own way, on their own accord. In search of what? Food. In search of shelter. And when they want to escape from where? Enemies. Animals move from place to place in search of what? Food. When they want to escape from enemies, and when they look for what? Shelter. And for different reasons, animals move from what? Place to place. This type of movement is called what? Locomotion. Now, but unlike animals, plants, most of the plants most of them are fixed in a one place. Most of the plants are fixed in a one. They are stationary. They don't move. Most of them don't move. The only movement they do is movement of part of their body, not moving like animal that move from place to place. Even though there are some plants that can crawl. True of us. True of us. True of us. You don't know? There's a plant, if you plant it here, their root is still there, but the stem will just move. True of us. And go to another place. The stem, but the root is still there anyway. And there's some problem. But that one is still not what? Locomotion. True of us. They are still, because they are still rooted. If you, their root, if you tamper with their root, they will die. True of us. Mm-hmm. Like, have you seen yam before? Yam before. Yam seedling. If you plant it, cultivate a yam here now, how does it grow? It will grow this, right? The tendril will do what? Leave but they are still rooted where they are. It's still not what? Look, so this type of movement can also be seen in what? Plants. Unlike animals that move from place to what? Place. They move and come back. Another type of movement you can see in a plant is when the root is growing down into the what? In the what? Ground. True of us. Or not only that, say root and stem, which one grow towards where there is light, and which one grow towards where there is water more? Between root and stem, which one grow towards, or shoot? Let's say shoot. It's better to use shoot. Between the root, you know what is shoot now? Shoot is above the what? Soil, right? Shoot is part of the plant that is above the what? Soil. While the root is below the what? Soil. It's not true. If you see a plant like this, or the ground, this is the plant. Let's assume this is a plant. The plant you are seeing here, this is not how the plant ended. I hope you know. They are part of the plant that are inside the what? The ground. So this is the roots. It's not true. This one above is the what? Shoot. Are we together? From here up is the shoot. Shoot and what? Root. Shoot. Just remove R and put what? She is up. R is down. Is it clear? Root is down, shoot is up. Everything here is shoot. Both the leaves, so both the stem. Are you aware? Good. Now, if the shoot movement of the shoot, I ask a question. I say, between the shoot and stem of plant, which of them grow towards light, and which of them grow towards water, source of water? Oh yeah, which one? Now, so answer my quick question now. The what? Does what? Grows what? Is that what? Answer now. Have confidence. Answer. Say it again. Okay, shoot, light, root, water, good, source of water. True or false? It's because the root is looking for water. That's why I keep going there. True or false? Until you get to, but the shoot is what? Light. That's why if you put a seedling here and cover this whole place and create a space, where light can enter, it will grow towards that. True of us? Good. No one will see treat that one, but I just want to mention it as a person. Now let's continue. So, does air move? Does non-living things, do they move? Non-living things, do they move? They move on their own. Yeah, example of non-living things that move. Is air a living or non-living thing? Air is not living thing, right? Does air move? Air moves. Air moves in form of what? Wind. Hello? Air moves in form of what? Wind. Air moves in form of what? Wind. What of water does water move? So water moves in form of what? Currents. Water moves in form of what? Current. Even though non-living things move, non-living thing moves, they move by virtue of what? Their movement is caused by external what? Factors. Just as you said, something has to do what? Keep them in what? Emotion. So they move. Their movement is from external what? Factors. That's one thing with the movement of what? Non-living things. But living things, and there's no structure in non-living things for this movement. Non-living things have no structure for this movement. But living things, they have structures. Like what? Like what? Give me an example of structures you can see in living things that help movement. What structures help in movement in living things? Legs is like a structure. What is inside that leg that makes it to move? That helps it to move. That's what I mean by structure. Muscles, bones, two of us in animals. Muscles and what? Bones. Then, but in smaller organisms like paramecium, we have cilia. Two of us. You know the cilia in paramecium, right? Yes. Then flagella can be found in, where can we see flagella? You can see flagella in Euglena, two of us. Euglena, you can see flagella in. Can we see flagella in amoeba? Are you sure? You don't know? Find out. Go to the structure of amoeba. Check whether there is flagella there. Tomorrow you tell us. Assignment 1 for today. Now let's continue. Now this is what movement is all about. So movement is a characteristic of what? Living things. Animals move from place to place in form of what? Locomotion. But plants, they don't move from place to place. They need their movement is, how do I put it? Their movement is just part of their body that is what? Moving. Not really moving from place to what? Place. On their own accord. Now, respiration. Another characteristic of living things is what? Respiration. We have discussed movements. Now I want to talk about what? Respiration. We've discussed what? Movement. Respiration is what we want to talk about now. Movement, respiration. Characteristics of living what? Things. What is respiration? Tell me what's respiration? I can see. What is respiration? Tell us.
Burning down of oxygen, either through aerobic or anaerobic. Burning down of food through
Say it again.
food, I don't know.
No, say it, continue.
Say burning down of food through oxygen, either using aerobic or anaerobic.
You. What's respiration?
Respirations, gaseous exchange.
Hello. Now listen, please. Respiration is not gaseous exchange. Even though gaseous exchange is part of what? Respiration, but it's not respiration. So if they ask you of respiration, don't say is taking in oxygen and bringing out. That is just gaseous exchange. It just, that thing is respiration. That is periphery at the surface. That gaseous exchange is the first step for human being now. Is the first step for what? Breathe. If you breathe it, okay, it's not the first step. You breathe in air. You breathe. If you breathe in air now, the air contains what? Oxygen, right? Now this air, as human being now, this air that enters your nostrils as human being, we enter from there. It will enter your what? Trachea, right? Right. Now the air will enter your trachea. From trachea to what? Bronchi, right? From your bronchi to your what? Bronchus, right? From your bronchus to your what? Alveoli, right? When it enters your alveoli, when you get there, alveoli has small thin membrane through which there can be gaseous what? Exchange. So the alveoli is present in your what? Lungs. That's the end of your lung, the end of the internal structure in your lung. That's where the gaseous exchange takes place. I mean, that you breathe in air. Breathing is one. Gaseous exchange is what? Second step. Now, gaseous exchange, what happens in gaseous exchange? Oxygen enters. That alveoli, we have capillary around that alveoli. Capillary that's filled with blood. When oxygen pass through the membrane and enters this capillary. Now, carbon dioxide will leave those capillaries and enter the what? Alveoli. That carbon dioxide that enter the alveoli will come up, enter the bronchus, come up, enter the what? Bronchi, trachea, and come out from your nose. You breathe it out as what? Carbon dioxide. This thing takes place very fast. Carbon dioxide. Now, what happened to that oxygen that enters the blood? That is the real respiration. That oxygen will pass through the blood, leave your lungs. It will go up, leave the lung, through the what is called, what it will go to, it will enter the heart. But how does it enter the heart? There's what is called pulmonary artery. Are we together? Pulmonary artery. You know that oxygen that enters, that blood that enters this thing has what? It's not pulmonary artery. The blood has what? Oxygen, right? The blood has what? Oxygen. Now, this blood that has oxygen now will now leave your lung. I don't want to go into circulation now, but let me mention it. I enjoy what I'm saying now, but do you understand what I'm saying? Now, as I do understand what I'm saying now. Now, this blood, remember this blood at alveoli, oxygen enter this blood. This blood will now leave the capillaries, enter the venules. From venules, it will now go up. It will be drained into the what? The veins. We call what? Pulmonary what? Veins. Am I communicating? It will drain into the pulmonary vein. This pulmonary vein will now go and enter a part of the heart. They called right what? They called what? Right what? Right what? Right. God was say it's oracle. Oracle. Is it oracle? Is it oracle? Think. Let me stop here. Think. Is it oracle? Where will we enter? I think it seems you are following what I'm saying. So tell me now, where will we enter? Tell me, where will we enter? As the blood now. In the first place, the blood that is leaving the lungs, is it the pulmonary artery enter or pulmonary vein? In the first place, where will it enter? Is it in the pulmonary artery that it will enter or the pulmonary vein? You have done this in your class, eh? Are you serious? Don't worry, we'll still do it here. I just want to teach you. Or am I going so deep? Have you done it? Tell us now. It will enter pulmonary vein. Are you sure? So from pulmonary vein, where will it enter? Huh? Tell us now. Let me keep it there. I want to explain. I want to carry you along because you seem lost. You seem lost. Don't worry. But the most important thing that let's not go into circulatory system. Let me finish the what happened in respiration. Is that oxygen? Let me jump that circulatory system because I'm going to circulatory system now. That oxygen will find its way and leave the lungs and enter the heart. Let me say it this way. By that circulation, I will break down what happens in the heart. But just know that oxygen, that blood that has oxygen, will leave the lungs and enter the heart. The heart will now pump that blood that has the oxygen to the different part of the body through the arteries. Those blood that has oxygen will now go to different parts of the body, organs, tissues, blah blah blah. They will go to these places and supply blood that has oxygen to those to cells of those organs. When they get to those organs, they pass through capillary again. The oxygen will now enter the cells of these tissues and organs. When they enter the cells, that oxygen, that food you ate food, right? The food you ate got digested in your stomach, got assimilated. Then these nutrients will now be transported to the different cells of the body. They will go there and wait for oxygen to come. When oxygen now come, oxygen will now break down those nutrients. Example, glucose, mainly glucose. Break it down to form what? CO2, ATP. Right? CO2 what? ATP and water. Is it water it will form? Is water a byproduct?
Yes.
Eh?
Is what we want.
In respiration, what and what will be formed? ATP will form, right? Energy in form of what? ATP. Then carbon dioxide will be what? Formed. That carbon dioxide you breathe out is formed during that what? Respiration. That breakdown of that nutrients, glucose in the cells that lead to yielding this carbon dioxide is what is called what? Respiration. Is that breakdown? Because it will yield the what? The CO2 will do what? So oxygen will go in, break down these what? Nutrients to release what? Carbon dioxide and energy. Or is the energy that is released through respiration that you used to laugh come to this place? If your system cannot break down this oxygen, break down these nutrients and release oxygen and release carbon dioxide and energy, you be in your bed by now. You too have strength to come out. So is energy release that the cell used to carry out its activity. That you come here, the cells, because the cells of your body are working. If the cells of your body are not working, you cannot come here. True of us. So if they ask you now what is respiration, don't say respiration is taking in air and taking in oxygen and bringing out oxygen. See, that is not what respiration. Just part of what respiration. So, what is now? Either is now what is now respiration? You can define it on your own, right? Right. So, it's a process by which living organisms generate energy from the what? From food nutrients by breaking down the what? These nutrients with oxygen. Or simply say it's a process by which the living organism generate what? Energy, and by the breakdown of what? Food nutrients by what? Oxygen. So oxygen is needed for what? Respiration. Have you now seen the reason why if somebody lacks oxygen, the person can die, will die as easily? True of us. If someone lacks oxygen and there's no source of oxygen, the person will die because there's nothing to be used to break down those nutrients to release what? Energy. And all energy energy can the brain allow cell. This energy is important. So that's why respiration is very important. That's why respiration, every living organism respire. This is a very important statement. Every living organism does what? Do respire. So all living organisms do what? Respire. Because they need energy. Without energy, they are dead. They need energy. Now, the next characteristics of living things we are going to look at is what? Nutrition. So, Shebi, we discussed respiration, right? So, where will that living organism get the nutrients that oxygen need to be broken down before they can release the energy they use to work? It's through what? Nutrition. If you don't eat, will your body absorb any nutrients? Your body will not absorb any nutrients. And if your body does not absorb any nutrients, that means there will be no nutrient. If you like breathing millions of oxygen, there will be no nutrient to be broken or down. That's why if you don't eat for a long time, your body may look for a way to start changing your food storage in your system. That's why if you don't eat, do you know why if you don't eat, the first thing is that you start slimming down? Do you know? Are you aware? You know it now. If you don't eat, the first thing is that you start slimming down. Do you know why you slim down? Your body needs energy, and your body will go, and all those things that are stored, food that are stored in your body in form of fat, glycogen, your body will go and do what? Start breaking them down, so you can release energy for your what? For your existence. So when your body is breaking down those nutrients, you start slimming what? Those stored food like glycogen, you start slimming what? Down. Once you don't, if the person still doesn't want to, if the person even after slimming down and the person refuses to eat, the person will get tired. The person will start becoming tired. Do you know why? No nutrient to break down for energy to be what? Released. And if there is no nutrient to break down, the person will be becoming weak and tired. The person may die. About me, with time, the person will do what? Die. So this is the importance of what? Nutrition. Nutrition provides the nutrients that oxygen will break down to release energy for your what? For your what? Existence. True of us, for the cellular activities. So that means all living things do what? Feed, right? To provide this what? Energy and for activities of the cell. So what is nutrition now? All living organisms, they need food to stay alive. Have you not seen? Would this not explain now? If they ask you, why do living things need food to stay alive? Can you explain that? Link it up with respiration. Link it up with energy release, and you get your full mark. Don't go and say, we need food to eat now. If we eat food to so that our tummy will eat well. Food provides nutrients that oxygen will do what? Break down to yield energy we need for cellular activities. If this energy is not there, the cell will do what? Die. And if your cells die, you are as good as what? Dead. It's not true. Because cell, all part of your body is made up of what? Cell. I don't know if I'm communicating. Good. Now, so nutrition provides the food that the body uses to do what? Generate what? Energy. Am I communicating? Through nutrition, the food or nutrients that is necessary for the release of energy is provided by the what? By the what? The body. So, comparing plants and animals, respiration, every living organism respire. But when it comes to plants, every living organism also carry out nutrition. But the way plants carry out their own nutrition is not the same thing with the way the animal does their own. True of us, plants manufacture their own what? Food, right? But animals don't manufacture their own what? Food. Animals depend on plants to do what? Succeed. But plant manufacture, even though there are some plants that eat their fellow plants, so we have carnivorous plants. But okay, you've not heard of it. We have carnivorous plants. You can browse it. There are many of them. We have carnivorous plants. Let me just know that we see do those things in detail. What you are doing, you are just listening in categories of what? Living things. I don't want to. I wanted to go deep in that security system, but I stopped. I was going deep. I stopped because I know we still discuss this thing when we enter respiration as a topic. Are we together? Now, or even security system as a topic. Now, so plants make their own what? Food. So what is nutrition? If you ask now, what is nutrition? Nutrition can be defined as a process of taking in food and making proper use of it. Simple. Nutrition is a process of taking in food and making use of it. So if you take in food and you don't use it, is it nutrition? Are you aware that you can take in food but you don't make use of it? There are people that their digestive system has issues that they can't even assimilate food. They may take food and it will not be what? Assimilated. If one year and they go, but the person eats well, eats good food, but the person is still not what? Healthy. Yes now. Okay, after eating, the food you eat will be broken down. And it will be the nutrients will be what? Assimilated. It's not true. Where does assimilation take place? In your small intestine, absorption is not true. So if there's any issue with your small intestine that they cannot absorb food, so tell me how the food will enter your system. Have you not seen it now? So the person may eat wonderfully, eat balanced diet, but the thing will not be absorbed. The person will be looking slim, looking malnourished, because the digestive system cannot do what? Absorb what? Those food, the food the person now, the nutrients. Anyway, such person can be helped out. That's what is called total parent. That one is pure pharmacy. You call it total parenteral nutrition. Total parenteral nutrition. They prepare those nutrients in form of drug, drip, infusion. They may inject it. They may put it in the person's system. Thereby, the person doesn't need absorption again. True of us. But that one is a different thing. I don't want to go there. But just know that it's possible to eat. It's possible to eat food, and not make use of it. So nutrition has two things involved. You eat, taking food or feed. At the same time, do what? Make use of it. Take food and do what? Make use of it. Is it clear? Now, the next one is what? Sensitivity. The next characteristics is what? We've discussed movements, nutrition, respiration. This one is what? Sensitivity. This one is what? Sensitivity. You can call it sensitivity or call it what? Any idea? Irritability. Good. Irritability. This is a very, very important characteristics of what? Living thing. Can you see? Did you do the same thing now? You did the same thing now? I wanted to choke this into her eyes. She drew her face back and closed her eyes. Very fast. This is irritability. Sensitivity. Without it, it's not true. Good. So, living organisms respond to what? Stimulus. What is going on in their environment? They respond to what is going on in the environment. If it's the one they need to run, they will do what's wrong. Okay, if you are here now and you see fire entering, what are you going to do? You run. Also, because you want to save your life. This is what is called what? Sensitivity and irritability. Not only what is happening outside our system, we also sensitive to what is going on inside within our what? Body. Now, what is sensitivity? What is sensitivity or irritability? Sensitivity is the ability of living things to respond to changes. Sensitivity or irritability is the ability of living things to respond to changes in the external and internal environments. Irritability is the ability of living things to respond to changes in their external and internal environments. So these changes which living organisms respond to is called what? Stimulus, singular, or what? Stimuli, plural. So these changes is what we call what? Stimulus, singular, or stimuli, plural. These changes is known as what? Stimulus, singular, and stimuli, what? Plural. Are we together? These changes is called what? It's called what? Stimuli, plural, or stimulus, what? Singular. So, can you give me examples of this stimulus? Example of stimulus is what? We have what? We have light. Light, true of us. Light. We have water. Sound. Yes, sound. Temperature. Even hunger. Ago. Is hunger an internal stimuli or external stimuli? Sorry, not stimulus, stimulus. Is hunger an internal stimulus or external stimulus? External. Internal. It's not because you respond to internal stimulus called hunger that you go and look for what to eat. It's not true. And if you don't respond, let's assume now, you don't respond to internal stimulus called hunger, the person will die one day. When you are hungry, do you know what is actually hunger? Your cells are hungry. Are you aware? Hunger is a stimulus telling you that your cells are what? They need nutrients. That's the meaning. Enter, you are hungry. Your cells need nutrients. They need it to get energy to continue their work. That's how your cells communicate to you. You then go and do what? Eat. You then go and do what? And if you now eat, as you are eating, you are taking in oxygen, right? After digestion and assimilation of those nutrients inside the cell, the oxygen you breathe in will still enter that same cell and break down these nutrients to form what? Carbon dioxide that you expire, and the energy that your cell needs to carry out its activity and keep living. Without those energy, your cells will die. And if your cells keep dying, one day you too do what? Die. Because your cells are dying. The person may not die immediately, but the cells and if there is no nutrients, cells die and new ones are formed. True of us. If there is no nutrient, the cell will keep dying and there will be no new one. True of us. And what this thing go long for a long time, the person will do what? Die. So hunger is not a bad thing. Hunger is a sign that you need food. So hunger is a what? Stimulus. An internal what? Stimulus. If you're not eating too much, if you like, eat too much. If you eat too much, your cell can only take the one it needs. All those other ones will go out from what? Feces. That you eat well is not by amount of food you eat. It's the nutrient that your cell gets from that what? Food that matters. If you like, go and pack one bowl of apple and eat it without good nutrients, forget it. Your cell will still be hungry. You may feed your stomach, but your cell may be what? Hungry. Am I communicating? Because they may not be hungry in terms of making you to eat something, but they are lacking in some nutrients they need for their what? Survival. Am I communicating? They will lacking some nutrients they will need for their what? Survival. So it's very important. Very, very what? Important. It's very, very what? Important. Now, the next one is, the next characteristic we want to look at is, okay, let me see if I've exhausted everything. I think I have exhausted everything here. You put down something, right? Have you put down something on eatability? Okay, I wanted to ask you a question. These stimuli I called, I want to know. I want you to tell me which of them is external or internal. Light, is light internal or external? Sound. Temperature. External. Yeah, good. Yeah, this guy is smart. If you touch something, it's hot. It's external. Where your body temperature. If your body temperature rises too much, you know that you need to go and take what? Paracetamol. Three of us, it becomes what? Internal. Am I communicating? I like that. You are thinking like a scientist. I like that. Now, after talked about hunger, even chemical and physical substances around you, they all constitute what? Stimuli. Good. Okay. Now let's look at another. Any questions so far? Ask. If you have any question, ask. Let's look at another characteristics of living thing. Excretion. Let's look at excretion. Let's look at excretion. Excretion. Please, my lecture, as I lecture, put down things. If you want this thing, after I will drop the link for you to go and listen to help you. But always put down things. I don't have a particular time I'll come and start calling notes. All those ones. I'm here to help you grow your mental distance, not just to give you notes you go and cram and you think you know that thing. Tomorrow you come, you can't even answer simple critical question that has to do with thinking. I want to develop your thinking ability so that you can, if you now reason it out and read these books, read what you put down or listen to this lecture, you understand better. Now, excretion. Let's look at what? Excretion. What is excretion? What is excretion? Tell me. Oh yeah. Removal of what? Waste products. Is it true? Is it true? Any other idea? I'm listening. Please, as you are defining excretion always puts waste products of metabolism. It's very important, okay? It's not just about waste products. So, excretion is a process whereby living organisms remove toxic products of metabolism. Toxic products of what? Metabolism. Toxic product of what? Metabolism. The process whereby not just toxic, unwanted. Put unwanted there, very important. There are 3 key things you must put. There are 4 key things you must put when you are defining excretion. I'm teaching you how to answer questions, theory questions. You know, especially you could have write both work and jam. There are key points you should put in your definitions. If you're defining excretion, you have to put what? Unwanted, toxic product of what? Metabolism. So, excretion is a process whereby the living organism do what? Remove the what? Unwanted, toxic products of what? Metabolism. This unwanted toxic product of metabolism are correctly known as what? Waste. They are what? Waste. They are what? Waste. So these unwanted and often toxic substances are known as what? Wastes. Are known as what? Waste. So excretion is the process whereby living organism removes unwanted and toxic product of metabolism. These products are referred to as what? Wastes. Now, if these products are not removed from the system, they will accumulate and become poisonous, toxic to the what? Organism. They may even kill the what? Organism. True of us, they will. Give me examples of waste product of metabolism. Example. Sweat and hair. What else? Physics. Hey! Is physics a product of that? Is it an excretive product? Physics is not. Listen carefully. Please note that one. Remember what I discussed. Remember, physics is not qualified to be called a excretive product. Remember our definition of excretion. Excretion is the process by which the living organism removes unwanted and toxic product of metabolism. That's why I say that the product must be of what? Metabolism. Feces is not a product of metabolism. Metabolism takes place inside within the cells, but feces is not a waste product of metabolism. Feces is a product of, is a breakdown chaff that remain from the food you eat. Breakdown chaff. You know, when you eat, the food will be broken down and the body will take the one it needs. That chaff that remaining, you pass it through that same stomach. You know, it enter the food will enter your mouth and enter your esophagus, go down to your stomach. It will be broken down and the nutrients will be absorbed. The remaining one will pass through the what? Small intestine, large intestine, go to your anus and do what? Come out. Is that metabolism? That is not what? Metabolism. So feces is not a product of what? Metabolism. So it's not an excretory what? Product. Feces comes out through the process of what you call what? Egestion. Egestion is not excretion. Egest what? Egest what? Sure. Not excretion. Are we together? Are we together? Please, please have our product of what? Metabolism. In case you see it in your work or your jam, please don't tick physics. Please have a product of what? Metabolism. Know it now, okay? That's why you are here. Now let's look at another characteristics of living things. Any organism that undergo metabolism must undergo what? Excretion. True of us, you must. If not, they will accumulate and become poisonous to the what? Organism. Now, number 6 is what? Is what? Is that mention growth now? What did I say? Is that mention any characteristics now? Now let's look at growth. Let's look at growth. Let's look at growth. What is growth? Can someone tell me the difference between growth and development? Are they the same thing? The difference between growth and what? Development. I want assignments. Distinguish between growth and development. Assignments. Distinguish between growth and what? Developments. The assignment should be done in your notebook. Hello? The assignment should be done where? In your notebook. Extensively. Hope you are doing my assignments. Take it seriously. Do it in your browse, consult textbooks, read it, and do assignment. Don't copy textbook for me. Don't copy notes for me. Don't copy online for me. Read it and explain it in your note for me what you understood by that assignment. Because if you copy, I will know, because you come here and be looking at me like what you don't know, because that means you copied it. Get the material, read it, understand it, put it in your own words, but make the point they made in the words. So I want to teach you how to study and make notes from material. That's what I'm doing. So don't go and get material or textbook and copy that like that and give me. No, I will not score you. Are we together? So if you come here, any assignment I give, the day we do that course, I will give 2 minutes. You come and stand here and tell us what you did in that assignment. Every day we have the subject. So prepare it and keep. And read it and understand it. Any day we have the subject, you come out here and describe and explain the assignment for us. Remember, I said that it's not just about only the assignment. We will also be writing what? Quiz. We'll also be writing quiz in the topics we've covered. It's 6 o'clock already, right? And I don't want you to be staying late. Okay? Today was somehow, that's why we didn't start on time. There was something that I was settling in the office. So, tomorrow, any question? We are still in the what? Characteristics of living. How many assignments did I give today? Which one? Huh? Did you put the assignment down? Hey, you just do. Yes. Study the structure of a member. Okay. Study the structure of a member. Draw it in your notes. Even though we are not treated it, but I want you to go through it before we do it. Then, in your next class, we'll talk about it. We'll check whether it has flagella or not. I don't know. I don't want to tell you anything about it. I think when we are discussing movement, right? I mentioned Syria in what? Paramism. Okay. So in our next class, we'll continue from growth and development. Any question? No question. Please, as I said before now, our tomorrow's class is in the other center, and that class, this we are going to treat another topic entirely. So these classes will running. This one will running on its own. This place will running on its own. So if you come for all of them, good for you. If you choose here, like here tomorrow, now we have biology. Tomorrow we are meant to have biology that day, but it didn't come. So tomorrow we have 4 subjects tomorrow. Tomorrow we have chemistry, English, physics, and maths. Eh? Where? If you come where? Tomorrow. Uh-huh. No. Like now, let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean. Here now, like today now we do here for this place we study we do lesson here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Am I completing? Monday here is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and what? Friday. Here is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and what? Friday. Now, but the other center is what? Wednesday and what? Saturday. Now that we stopped at what is it called again? At growth. I give you assignment. If you come there on Saturday, we will not be talking about growth. We'll talk about this thing again. If you come back here, next time we have biology here. We'll continue from here. So that place, let's assume we start chemistry, that place. The chemistry will stop where in chemistry here. Classification of what? Matter. We will not start there. We will not start chemistry there. No. We will start entirely different topic. But whenever we come here, anytime we have chemistry here, we'll start from where? Classification of what? Matters. So that if you decide that it's only here you want to become it, no problem. But if you decide that you want to become it only that side, no problem. You're not losing anything. But if you say you want to become it here and there, you are gaining a lot. Because the topic we treated here, you are learning from this topic. At the same time, you are learning from the topics to be treated here. The same chemistry. Then if you now, you get matter of them all. If you now say you also want to be doing online too. Online run a different topics altogether. Online. So if you have data, you say you want to be doing online, you want to come in here, 3 of them, within 2 months you will have covered a lot of things. So it's your choice. But once you have paid your lesson fee, anyone you want to attend, you attend. You will fully your online. Is that what? This is why you carry phone and sleep off. By 10 you sleep off. Huh? I shall not sleep off. Okay, you also want to be doing online. No, there's no problem. So that is how I don't know if it's clear. I told you that if you come, I will explain this to you. That's why I'm explaining. Okay? So I think we'll stop here for now. So tomorrow we'll start by 9 a.m. You remember there, 9 a.m. there tomorrow. 9 a.m. So see tomorrow is sanitation, so by 12. Tomorrow we'll start by 12 there. I got to take it at 12. I got to take it at 6 p.m. But we'll be giving like 30 minutes break after each subject. And 30 minutes break, just wake. 30 minutes, just rest. Then after 30 minutes dot, we'll start again. I have to take it at 6 p.m. And bossa. Okay, for a by force. We'll go or 2 now. All right, so that's good. All right, thank you very much for today. See you next time.